Hey, agents. What's happening? I think we can all agree that the White Tusk are crazy overpowered. It's so bad, turrets have become the standard issued agent safety undies for getting through Legendary. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy taking out the Tusk in my tidy whities just as much as the next guy. But if you're tired of your turret getting all the action, and you want to put on your big boy pants, whip out your gun, and mow down some chungas, this one is for you. After being sniped by the White Tusk shotgunner blind firing at you from 40 meters out, do you ever find yourself staring at the ceiling late at night, editing the subject line for the hate mail you plan on sending to the devs? Please do share below. And since we're in the sharing mood, I have a build for you that will have you feeling like you are sticking it to the devs. I hear the Tusk had a few new job openings, by the way. This is a cover-to-cover, high DPS SMG build. It has 1.1 million armor, high hazard protection, and stacks 4 layers of multiplicative damage for almost 1 million max crit. Damn right, that's a lot. Here's a super fast montage in case you didn't catch all the chunga slaying I just showed you. And if you want more great Division 2 content just like this, remember to hit the like and subscribe button.
So anyways, let's get down to the nitty-gritty.
This build is centered on the Backfire. You can see it's pretty cool looking. It's wrapped in barbed wire. It's got a barrel, looks like it can gouge somebody's heart out. You know, I just had to find a build for this. But I know a lot of you have mixed feelings about this SMG because of the second part of the talent. But I'll tell you right now that with this build, you'll get all of the good and none of the bad. Just quickly go over the talent. So dealing damage to enemies adds a stack of 1% critical hit damage, up to 200 stacks, lasting 10 seconds. So that's 200% critical hit damage, that's a ton. But on reload, you get a 10-second bleed to yourself, which deals 0.5% armor damage per stack. When you get to max stacks, that can kill you. This has to be mitigated. Let me show you how I did it. Here's a quick bird's eye view of the build. We need over 95% bleed resistance. So for the mask, I chose the Hollow Man, which is a name piece of the Y'all Gear brand set, and Y'all Gear gives us 10% hazard protection right off the bat. But what makes this piece special is actually the 10% health damage that it comes with. And if you didn't know, a lot of the NPCs with the White Tusk actually take health damage, like the red bars, the warhounds, the tanks, even the chunga. This is a great mask for the build, and the single piece is actually giving us almost 30% bleed resistance. If you have this, great, awesome, use it. But if you don't, you can go with Cheska here instead. My holster is Cheska with hazard and crit damage. And I have the Contractor's gloves and Fox's Prayer knee pads equipped, and I rolled hazard on both. Now this setup isn't very intuitive. On paper, brand sets like Grupo, Walker, and Sokolov seem like they will provide more damage output. But in the field, stacking damage to targets out of cover, health, armor, and critical hit damage, which is 4 different types of multiplicative damage, outperforms adding more of a single type, like critical hit damage. So if you swap these pieces out to push up the critical hit damage to 350%, 200 of which is from the Backfire, the setup I have here will still outperform that by about 200,000 per bullet. And that's a huge difference, agents. I have Sokolov in my chest, and it has critical hit damage, hazard, and bleed resistance. I rolled on Obliterate for the talent. I'm using Walker for my backpack. It turns out the additional 5% base weapon damage has this build hitting harder than the 15% more critical hit damage that Grupo or Sokolov could provide. For the talent, I'm running Vigilance for 25% more weapon damage. The Obliterate and Vigilance combo is best for Legendary. Neither are restricted by distance nor require bonus armor. I find the sweet spot for fighting the White Tusk is at about 15 meters in most cases, and these talents give the Backfire a harder hitting upfront punch as it builds stats to 200. And because those early stacks are harder hitting, enemies are usually dead before they get to 10 meters anyways. Because the White Tusk punishes you for being in the open, fighting from out of cover should be a rare thing anyways. So Composure's 15% more weapon damage from cover is an option for the backpack too. But then again, if you're fighting from cover, Vigilance is up more than it is not. So why not get 25%? So I have 114,000 weapon damage, 45% critical hit chance, and 84% critical hit damage. Again, on the build, you can get this up to 150%, but the way I'm running it still hits harder. And for defense, I have my 97% bleed resistance to make me immune, and almost 70% overall hazard protection. Remember, you get 10% hazard protection from your watch. And finally, 1.1 million armor and 110,000 armor on kill. Skills, you can really go with whatever you like, but I must say the decoy is hands down one of the top skills in the game. Totally underrated. I can use it offensively to distract and flank, or defensively to get out of a jam. Try it on any build. I'm using the gunner specialization. It has a lot of good things, but I chose it for the armor on kill mostly. Also, you burn through clips with an SMG, so the ammo regeneration helps out a lot in those drawn out fights. Well, I better go. I've been trying to get this girl to go out with me. I think I'm wearing her down.